Hey guys, Rob Potter here. Today I've got a fantastic photography location for you, probably one of the most historic that I could actually bring you as far as the Australian history goes, and that is Captain Cook's Landing area down at Botany Bay. Like always, I've got plenty of photos and video to take you guys through this fantastic photography location so that you can get your own camera, run down there and take your own fantastic photos.
So I thought I'd start off this photography hotspot video review by checking out a sort of a bird's eye view of Captain Cook's landing area in Google Maps. So you can see here this is one of the obelisks that's marked, which you'll see some photos in a second, and it's a fantastic looking monument that they've made for Captain Cook. But I just want to sort of give you an idea of parking and those sorts of things and where this is in relation to sort of everything else. So this is in Kurnell, which has a lot of other fantastic photography locations, and you actually have the oil refinery right here. Now, there's a couple of places where you can park when visiting this photography location. You can come in here and park in the visitor centre. I do believe there is a little bit of a cost. It might be $11, I think, off the top of my head, to park in there. But that obviously has the advantages of then being able to go through and check out. I'm pretty sure there's a museum in there, although I haven't been there myself. Might actually have to pop in there though and check that out. But if you're just checking out Captain Cook's landing area for some photography, you can just come down here and park. There is some sort of parking along the street there. Not that it's really designated for parking, but you're more than welcome to park there, I believe. There was certainly no signs saying otherwise. And that's where I've parked the couple of times that I've been there to check out this photography location. And then it's quite an easy walk up Monument Track, which is very aptly named, and then over to the Captain Cook landing area. So that's a bit of a bird's eye view of it. Now, I've got some video to check out as well as. So this is sort of as you walk up along Monument Track, heading over to the Captain Cook landing area. I'll play this. Now, you can see this path does wind all the way around, and if you're just up for a nice walk, it would certainly make for a really nice walk with a family or something like that. Now, I'll just pause it here, and we can see that here's the Captain Cook, the obelisk. It's actually, the proper name for it is Captain Cook Memorial Obelisk, or I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. And then you also have what I would sort of describe as being a short wharf. It's obviously been built as part of the park, and it's very nicely built, and I'll come back to that because it has some nice photo opportunities as well. And we'll keep going along. And so this actually then backs onto a park, which is the Kamay Botany Bay National Park. And that there is actually a walk. I'm not sure whether this path is part of it, so Monument Track, but there is a Burrawang walk. So hopefully I've pronounced that right as well. And out here, I think I may have actually just cut it off, is actually one of the other monuments. So this location has plenty of different monuments to photograph. In fact, there's actually 4. So I've already mentioned the Captain Cook Memorial Obelisk. There's also the Sir Joseph Banks Memorial, the Solander Momentum, and the Sutherland Monument, I should say. But there's also another monument out here where Captain Cook actually first landed. So I'm not sure how they know that that's exactly the spot that he stepped off, but that's certainly one to check out. So there's that video, and I have one more, and this is sort of looking up the hill, sort of behind the obelisk. I'm really hoping I'm pronouncing that properly. And as you can see, there's the oil refinery. It sort of runs right out, which is really quite cool. You got all the big pipes, and that would also make for quite a nice photography location as well if you're wanting to photograph something a little bit different. There's that monument I told you about. There's the obelisk. And we come along. There's actually another one that's actually just back here as well, which I'll show you a photo of in a second. And then we sort of come down and along, and you should hopefully see it's probably hidden by the trees, which it is, but you've got that bridge just there. So let's check out a couple of photos. Now, again, this is a HDR image that I've taken. So as you can see, Captain Cook's landing place, and it's a really nice location. I was actually very pleasantly surprised with how much I actually enjoyed photographing this location. Now, I'd been there before, thought it was cool, decided to go back, thinking that it was a good location, but I really did enjoy it. And to be very honest, I did actually have a bit of a sense of nostalgia as I was walking around this place, because it is quite a historic place, as I mentioned in the intro. I mean, this is where Captain Cook came to Australia. So it's steeped with heritage, this location. So this was at sunrise. Now, you could probably come and visit this location at both sunset or sunrise, depending up to you. I guess it comes down to whether you're a morning person or a night person. I'll leave that up to you. I'm a bit more of a morning person. I just find that there's less people around, probably because there's nobody silly enough. But I find there's less people around, and it's just, for me, it's a great way to start the day is getting out with my camera. So there's one. And this is from the beach. So this location does offer quite a few different things. So making it really good for landscape photographers, but I also think this would be a really good location for anybody who does like family portraits and those sorts of things, because there's so many different places and areas inside this location that you could set up and pose a family. You know, you've got the beach, you've got the stairs, you've got the monuments, you've got the wharf, you've got this fantastic forest, which I'm going to say forest, but I didn't actually get to, the national park, but I didn't actually get to explore it to like go in too deep, but it would be well worth checking out just that alone if you came to this location. Now, there's something about bridges or bridges and wharfs about getting below. So I sort of jumped down below this bridge and photographed down here. Some nice rocks, and obviously there's just something nice about photographing underneath a wharf. Hopefully you feel the same way and I'm not just a little bit weird. And then this is from sort of back up the hill. So we saw a video of it before. I was sort of standing about here for the video. So there's yet another monument, which is pretty cool. Again, so you can see three in here. You got 1, 2, and 3. And again, this Captain Cook Memorial obelisk is really quite impressive. And the last one that I've got for you is again back down from the beach, but you've also got all these really, really nice rock formations. So I believe that was probably low tide when I arrived at this location for these photos. So a really good time to go, but I would think you could still also get it at high tide. But again, this location did offer plenty of things for those people that are interested in getting to a great location in and around Sydney. Now, when it comes to getting there, again, parking's not too bad. Public transport, I'm not 100% sure. I will have that down in my photography review. Let's check that out. So it's a 60-minute drive from Sydney, and you might have to rely on buses. So the closest train station is Kurnell, so that might be a little bit of a drive. But if you want more information about this location, you'd love to go down and check it out, which again, I highly recommend, if not for the photography, even just to get a bit of a sense of, sort of, I won't say where it all began, but, a place that's certainly got a lot of history to it. Now, out of 10, I rated this location a 7.5. I think it's a good location, bordering on great, but certainly well worth one checking out if you're down in Sydney South.
So there you go, guys. Captain Cook's landing area. It doesn't get much more historic than that. I highly recommend grabbing your camera and running down there and taking your own photos. And let me know what you thought of it. Did you like it? Were you able to capture something a little bit different than what I captured? Let me know. Jump on the Facebook page, jump on the website. We'd love to hear your feedback. Like always, guys, if you're liking these videos, hit the like or subscribe button. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in the next photography location review. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Visit photographyhotspots.com.au for more great Australian photography locations.